Generate by Charles Bukowski, Chapter 31, Part 2. Turn over, said Miss Ackerman. I did. Then in the ward next to us, a man started screaming. We were next to the district ward, and he was really loud. What are they doing to him? I asked Miss Ackerman. He's in the shower, and it makes him scream like that. Yes, I'm worse off than he is. No, you're not. I liked Miss Ackerman. I snaked a look at her. Her face was round. She wasn't very pretty, but she wore her nose kept in a perky manner, and she had large dark brown eyes. It was the eyes, as she balled up some tissue to throw into the dispenser. I watched her walk. Well, she was no Miss Gladys, and I had seen many other women with better figures. But there was something weird about her. She wasn't constantly thinking about being a woman. Being a woman. As soon as I finish your face, she said, I will put you under the ultraviolet ray machine. Your next appointment will be the day after tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. We didn't talk anymore after that. Then she was finished. I put on goggles, and Miss Ackerman turned on the ultraviolet ray machine. There was a ticking sound. It was peaceful, and it might have been the automatic timer of the metal reflector on the lamp heating up. It was comforting and relaxing, but when I began to think about it, I decided that everything that they were doing for me was useless. I feared that the best needle would leave scars of me for the remainder of my life. That was bad enough, but it wasn't what I really minded. What I mind was that they didn't know how to deal with me. I sensed this in their discussions and in their manner. They were hesitant, uneasy, yet also somehow disinterested and bored. Finally, it didn't matter that what they did, they just had to do something, anything, because to do nothing would be unprofessional. They experiment on the poor, and if that worked, they used the treatment of on the rich, and if it didn't work, there would still be more poor left. Over the Spider-Man Yupo, the machine signaled its warning that 2 minutes were up. Miss Ackerman came in, told me to turn over, reset the machine, then left. She was the kindest person I had met in 8 years. Chapter 32. The drilling and squeezing continued for weeks, but there was little result. When one boil vanished, another would appear. I often stood in front of the mirror alone, wondering how ugly a person could get. I would look at my face in disbelief, then turn to examine the boils on my back. I was horrified. No wonder people started. No wonder they say unkin things. It was not simply a case of teenage acne. These were inflamed, redness, large, swollen boils filled with pus. I feel singled out as it had been selected to be this way. My parents never spoke to me about my condition. They were still on relief. My mother left each morning to look for work, and my father drove off as if he were working. On Saturday, people on relief got free foodstuffs from the markets, mostly canned goods. almost always kinds of hash for some reason. We ate a great deal of hash and bologna sandwich and potatoes. My mother learned to make potato pancakes each Saturday when my parents went for their free food. They didn't go to the nearest market because they were afraid some of the neighbors might see them at the door that they were on the door. So they walked 2 miles down Washington Boulevard to a store a couple of blocks past Crenshaw. It was a long walk. They walked 2 miles back, sweating, carrying their shopping bags full of canned hash and potatoes and bologna and carrots. My father didn't drive because he wanted to save gas. He needed the gas to drive to and from his invisible job. The other fathers weren't like that. They just sat quietly, quick, quickly on their front porch or played horseshoes in the vacant lot. The doctor gave me a white substance to apply to my face. I hardened it and caked on the boils, giving me a plaster-like look. The substance didn't seem to help. I was home alone one afternoon, applying the substance to my face and body. I was standing in my shorts trying to reach the infected areas on my back with my hand, with a hurt voice. It was Bali and his friend Jimmy Hatcher. Jimmy Hatcher was a good-looking fellow, and he was with us. Henry, I heard Bali calling. I heard him talking to Jimmy. Then he walked up on the porch and beat on the door. Hey, Ham, it's Baldi. Open up. You damn fool. I thought. Don't you understand that I don't want to see anybody? Ham, it's Baldi and Jim. He beat on the front door. I heard him talking to Jim. Listen, I saw him. I saw him walking around in there. He doesn't answer. We better go in. He might be in trouble. You fool. I thought. I befriended you. I befriended you when nobody else could stand you. Now, look at this. I couldn't believe it. I ran into the hall and hid in a closet and leaving the doors slightly open. I was sure the bull coming into the house, but they did. I had left the back door open. I heard them walking around in the house. He's got to be her, said Valley. I saw something moving in her. Jesus Christ, I thought, can, can't it? I moved around in her. I lived in this house. I was crouched in the dark closet. I knew I couldn't let them find me in there. I saw the closed door open and leaped out. I saw them both standing in the front room. I ran in there. Get out of here, you son of a bitch. They looked at me. Get out of here. You've got no right to be in here. Get out of here before I kill you. They start running toward the back porch. Go on, or I kill you. I heard them ramp up the driveway and out onto the sidewalk. I didn't want to watch them. I went into my bedroom and stretched out in the bed. Why did they want to see me? What could they do? There was nothing to be done. There was nothing to talk about. A couple of days later, my mother didn't leave to go job hunting, and it wasn't my day to go to the LAI Country General Hospital. So we're in the house together. I didn't like it. I liked the place to myself. I heard him moving up about the house and I stayed in my bedroom. The boys were worse than ever. I checked My airplane chart. The 1:20 p.m. flight was due. I began listening. He was late. It was 1:20 and he was still approaching. As he paced over, I timed him as being 3 minutes late. Then I heard the doorbell ring. I heard my mother open the door. Emily, how are you? Hello, Kitty. How are you? I was my grandmother, now very old. I heard them talking, but I couldn't make out what they were saying. It was thankful for that. They talked for 5 or 10 minutes, and then I heard them walking down the hall to my bedroom. I will bury all of you. I heard my grandmother say, "Where is the boy?" The door opened, and my grandmother and mother stood there. "Hello, Henry," my grandmother said. "Your grandmother is here to help you," my mother said. My grandmother had a large purse. She sat in down in the dresser and pulled a huge silver crucifix out of it. "Your grandmother is here to help you, Henry." Grandmother had more words in her than ever before, and she was father. She looked invisible. She looked as if she would never die. She had gotten so old that it was almost senseless for her to die. "Henry," said my mother, "turn over on your stomach." I turned over and my grandmother leaned over me. From the corner of my eye, I saw her dangling the huge crucifix over me. I had decided against religion a couple of years back. If it were true, it made fools out of people, or it drew fools. And if it weren't true, the fools were all the more foolish. But it was my grandmother and my mother. I decided to let them have their way. The crucifix soon back on the floor above my back, over my voice, over me. "God," prayed my grandmother, "purge the devil from this poor boy's body. Just look at all those sores. They make me sick. God, look at them. It is the devil, but the dwelling in this boy's body. Purge the devil from his body, Lord. Purge the devil from his body, Lord," said my mother. "What I need is a good doctor." I thought, what is wrong with this woman? Why don't they leave me alone? "God," said my grandmother, "why do you allow the devil to dwell well inside this body's body? Don't you see how the devil is enjoying this? Look at these shorts. Oh Lord, I am about to vomit just looking at them. They are red and big and full."